Good morning. We are reading The Last Vampire by Christopher Pike. What has happened? Well, Alyssa has manipulated Ray to show him the files of the detective. So let's get started and see what happens. But he exits the files before he leaves, although he leaves the computer running. Interesting, I think. He was willing to sleep with me, but he doesn't trust me alone with his father's files. Smart boy. The moment he's out the door, I lock it and hurry to the computer. I enter the password and call up the files. I can speed read like no mortal and have a photographic memory, yet I cannot read nearly as fast as a modern computer can copy. From the other night, I know Mr. Riley has a box of formatted 3.5-inch high-density diskettes in his desk. Do you remember diskettes? Yeah. I removed 2 from the drawer and slipped 1 into the computer. I am familiar with the word processor. I set it to copying the file. Mr. Riley had accumulated a lot of information on me. The Alyssa Pern file is large. I estimate, given the equipment I am using, that it will take me 5 minutes to copy the file onto both diskettes. Ray will return before then. While the file copies, I return to the office entrance and study the lock. I can hear Ray to the office entrance and study the lock. I can hear Ray walking down the stairs. He hums as he walks. He doesn't think there is anyone outside. I decide to jam the lock, taking 2 paper clips from Riley's desk and bending them into unsable shapes. I slip them into the tumblers. The first diskette finally fills as Ray returns from his quick outside inspection. I slip in the second diskette. Sita, Ray calls. It's me. There was no one there. I speak from the back office. You want me to open the door for you? I locked it like you said. Never mind, I have the key. He inserts the key into the lock, but the door does not open. Sita, it won't open. Have you thrown the latch? I approach the door slowly, so that my voice will sound closer. But I have turned the monitor around so that I can keep an eye on it. The bytes accumulate quickly, but so, I suppose, do Ray's suspicions. There's no latch, I say. I try the key again. He try a few times. Open the door for me. I give the appearance of trying real hard to open it. It's stuck. I opened a few minutes ago. Ray, I'm telling you, it's stuck. Is the lock latch turned up? Yes. Turn it sideways. I can't get it to turn. I'm going to be stuck in here all night? No. There's got to be a simple solution to this. He thinks a moment. Look at my father's desk. See if you can find a pair of pliers. I'm happy to return to the desk in a minute. I have to remove my diskette and exit the files. I open and close the drawers while I wait for the copying to finish. When it is complete, I jump into the file, scan the first page, then highlight the remainder file, which is several hundred pages long, and delete it. Now the Alyssa Pern file contains only the first page, which holds nothing of vital importance. I return to the screen and requests the password. I put both diskettes in my back pocket. Striding back to the door, I pull out the paper clips and slip them in my back pocket as well. I open the door for Ray. "What happened?" he asks. "It just came unstuck." "That's weird. Are you sure there's no one outside?" "I didn't see anyone." I yawn. "I'm getting tired. You were full of energy a few minutes ago. You want me to take you home now?" "I can come back later and study the file." "You may as well look at it while you're here." Ray returns to the computer. I lounge around the reception area. Ray lets out a sound of surprise. I peek in the door at him. "What is it?" I ask. "There isn't much in this file." "Does it say who Alyssa Pern is?" "Not really. It just gives some background information, who contacted my dad to investigate her." That should be helpful. It's not, because even that information is cut off in mid-sentence. Ray frowns. "This is an odd file for my dad to create. I wonder if it's been tampered with." "I could have sworn." He looks at me. "What?" I ask. He glances at the screen. "Nothing." "No, Ray, tell me. You could have sworn what?" I worry he may have registered how big the file was when he first started the computer. Certainly, it is much smaller now. Ray shakes his head. "I don't know," he says. "I'm tired too. I'm going to look at this stuff tomorrow." He exits the files and turns off the computer. "Let's get out of here, okay?" Half an hour later, I am home. My real home, the mansion on the hill overlooking the ocean. I have come with a diskette because I need my computer. My goodnight kiss to Ray was brief. His motions were difficult for me to read. He's clearly suspicious of me, but that is not his dominant feeling. There is something in him that feels like a mixture of fear and attachment and gladness. Very strange. But he is worried about his father, more than he was before we went to the office. I have a variety of word processors and have no trouble loading the Alyssa Pern file and bringing it up on the screen. A glance at the information shows me that Mr. Riley investigated me for approximately 3 months before calling me into his office. The data he dug up on me is interspersed with personal notes and comments on his correspondence with someone named Mr. Slim. Who is Mr. Slim? There is a fax number for Mr. Slim, but no phone number. The number indicates an office in Switzerland. I memorize it and then proceed through the file more carefully. Riley's initial contact note is interesting. Nowhere in the file are copies of Mr. Slim's faxes, just comments on them. This morning I received a fax from a gentleman named Mr. Slim. He introduces himself as an attorney for a variety of wealthy European clients. He wants me to investigate a young woman named Alyssa Pern, but lives here in Mayfair. He has little information on the woman. I have the impression she is but one of many people he or his group is investigating. He also mentioned a couple of other women that he might have me look into in this part of the country, but he did not give me their names. He is particularly interested in Miss Pern's financial situation, her family situation, and also, and this is surprising, whether anyone she has been associated with has died violently recently. When I faxed back and asked if this woman was dangerous, he indicated she was far more dangerous than she appeared, and that I was not to contact her directly under any circumstances. He said she appears to be only 18 to 20 years of age. I am intrigued. especially since Mr. Slim has agreed to deposit $10,000 in my account to start me on my investigation. I have already faxed back, and I will take the case. I have the young woman's address and social security number. I do not have a picture, but intend to take one for my records, even though I have been warned to keep my distance. How dangerous can she be at that age? Very dangerous. There followed an account of Riley's preliminary investigation into me. Apparently, he had a contact at TRW and gave him access to information not usually available to a common investigator. I suspect Mr. Slim knew of this contact and hired Riley for that reason. Almost immediately, Riley discovered that I was rich, and that apparently I had no family. The more he found out, the more eager he was to pursue the investigation, and the less information he faxed back to Mr. Slim. At one point, Riley made what to him was a major decision: to use the contact on the New York Stock Exchange by going to the man he was using up at a valuable favor, but I suppose he thought I was worth it. September 21st. Miss Pern has gone to extremes to hide her financial holdings, not just from the IRS. She has numerous accounts at various brokerage houses set up under different corporations, some offshore, yet they appear to be coordinated by a single law firm in New York City, Benson & Sons. I tried to contact the firm directly, speaking as a rich investor, but they rebuffed my inquiries, making me suspect they handle Pern's account and no other. If that is true, it is another example of this woman's wealth, for Benson & Sons has investments in the range of $500 million. Yes, I have seen her, this girl, and she is as young as Mr. Slim says and very attractive. But her age confuses me. Why? Why does it confuse him? And I wonder if she has a mother somewhere who has the same name, because many of her business dealings go back 2 decades, and they can all be traced to the name Alyssa Pern. I am tempted to talk to her directly, despite Mr. Slim's warnings. Mr. Slim is not happy with me, and the feeling is mutual. He has the impression I have been withholding information from him, and he's correct. But he has done the same with me. He still refuses to tell me the reason for his interest in this young lady, although I can imagine several scenarios. But his initial comment about her dangerous nature keeps coming back to me. Who is Alyssa Pern? One of the richest people in the world, obviously, but where did she get her wealth? By violent means? From her non-existent family? I must, before I give up this case, ask her these questions myself. I have been thinking that Mr. Slim has been paying me well, but that Alyssa Pern may want to pay me more. I see already, although, that it would be unwise to let Mr. Slim know I have gone behind his back. There is a certain ruthless tone to his faxes. I don't think I ever want to meet the man. Yes, I find myself looking forward to talking to Alyssa. Late September. He is on the first-name basis with me, but he did not contact me till November. What did he do during that time? I read farther and learn they investigate my international dealings. He discovered I have property in Europe and Asia, and passports from France and India. The last fact was a revelation for him, as well it should have been, because it appeared accurately that I had held the passports for more than 30 years. No wonder, I think, he asked me my age so quickly. Finally, though, he found a violent act connected to my past. 5 years earlier in Los Angeles, the brutal slaying of Mr. Samuel Barber. The man had been my gardener. I killed him, of course, because he had a bad habit of peering into my windows. He had seen things I didn't want talked about. Ooh. October 25th. According to the police report, this man worked for her for 3 years. Then one morning he was found floating face down in the ocean, not far from the Santa Monica Pier. His throat had been ripped out. The coroner, I spoke to him myself, was never able to determine the type of weapon. The last person to see him alive was Miss Pern. I don't think she killed him. I like to think she didn't. The more I've studied her, the more I have come to admire her cunning and stealth. But perhaps this man learned things about her she didn't want known, and she had him killed. Certainly, she has the resources to hire whomever she pleases. When I meet with her, I must ask her about her gardener. It will be another thing I can use as a bargaining chip. I have decided I will see her soon. I have broken off all contact with Mr. Slim. In my last fax, I told him that I was not able to verify any of my earlier claims about Miss Pern's personal wealth. I have since changed my fax number, so I do not know if Mr. Slim has tried to contact me again. I imagine he is not happy with me, but I am not going to lose any sleep over it. How much should I ask from Miss Pern? $1 million sounds like a nice round number. I have no doubt she'll pay it to keep me quiet. What could I do with that much money? But in truth, I don't think I'll touch it. I'll just give it to Ray when he's old enough. I will arm myself when I meet with her, just in case, but I am not worried. He should have been worried. Yes, he should have. This was his last entry. I am happy I have deleted the file in the computer. If the police had such information on me, they wouldn't leave me alone. It might not be a bad idea to burn down the entire office building, I mused. It wouldn't be hard to arrange, yet such an act might draw Mr. Slim's attention to peaceful Mayfair, the young and pretty Alyssa Pern. Yet Mr. Riley was a fool to think Mr. Slim stopped watching him just because he changed his fax number. I am quite sure Slim observed him all the closer, and now that the detective has disappeared, Slim and company might even be in the neighborhood. Slim clearly has a lot of money at his disposal, and therefore a lot of power. Yet I am confident in my own power. I resent this unseen person shadowing me. I hold the Swiss fax number in my memory, and I contemplate what I would say to this fellow should I meet him face to face. I know that my message would be short because I do not think I would let him live long. But I do not forget that Slim knows how dangerous I am. That does not necessarily mean he knows I am a vampire, but it is worrisome. I turn to my fax machine and press the on button. Dear Mr. Slim, this is Alyssa Pern. I understand you have hired a certain Mr. Michael Riley to investigate me. I know you haven't heard from him in a while. I don't know what could have happened to him. So I thought I would contact you directly. I am prepared to meet with you, Mr. Slim, in person and discuss whatever is on your mind. Yours truly, Alyssa. I attach my personal fax number and send the message. Then I wait. I do not have to wait long. 10 minutes later, a brief and to the point fax rolls out of my machine. What does it say? What does it say? Dear Alyssa, where would you like to meet and when? I am available tonight. Sincerely, Mr. Slim. Yes, I think, as I read the message, Slim and company are probably close by. The Swiss number notwithstanding, I figured the message went to Europe and was then sent back here, nearby. I type in my return message. Dear Mr. Slim, meet me at the end of Water Cove Pier in 1 hour. Come alone. Agreed? Again, 10 minutes later, Dear Alyssa, agreed. Oh. So who is Mr. Slim? Who do you think Mr. Slim is? So we are now in chapter 6. The pier is a half hour from my house in the town of Water Cove, 20 miles south of Mayfair. I arm myself before I leave the house, a snub-nosed .45 in the pocket of my black leather coat, another smaller pistol in my right boot, a razor-sharp knife strapped inside my left boot. I am handy with a knife. I can hit a moving target 100 yards away with a flick of my wrist. I do not believe Slim will come alone, knowing how dangerous I am. Yet he will have to bring a small army to contend with me. I leave immediately. I want to arrive before Slim does, and I do. The pier is deserted as I cruise by in my black Ferrari. Ooh, that must be nice, a black Ferrari. I park 2 blocks down from the pier and climb out. My heart is alert. I can hear the bolt of a rifle being pulled back from over a mile away. Slim would have to come at least that close to try to assassinate me outright, and that is a possibility. I consider, but all is calm, all is quiet. I walk briskly toward the end of the pier. I have chosen the meeting place for 2 reasons. Slim will only be able to approach me from one direction. Also, if he does arrive with overwhelming odds, then I should be able to escape by diving into the water. I can swim out a mile along the bottom of the ocean before having to surface. My confidence is high, and why shouldn't it be? I'm 5,000 years old. I have never met my match. Almost to the hour of our agreement to meet, a long white limousine pulls up to the entrance to the pier. A man and a woman climb out of the back. The man wears a black leather coat, a dark tie, white shirt, smart black trousers. He is approximately 45 and has a look of a hardened Navy SEAL or CIA agent. The short crew cut, the bulging muscles, the quick shifting eyes. I see that his eyes are green, even from 200 yards away. His face is tan, deeply lined from the sun. There is at least 1 gun in his coat, possibly 2. The woman is 10 years younger, an attractive brunette. She is dressed entirely in black. Her coat is bulky as her hidden guns. She has at least 1 fully automatic weapon on her. Her skin is creamy white, the line of her mouth set and hard. Her legs are long, her muscles toned. She may be an expert in karate or some such discipline. Her mind is easy to read. She has a nasty job to do, and she's going to do it. Her promise, her, her promised reward is great. Yet it is clear the man is the leader. His smile is straight and thin-lipped, more chilling than the girl's frown. This is Slim, I know. 4 blocks down the street, I can hear another limousine parked, its engine idling. I cannot see the second car. It is hidden behind a building, but I'm able to match the sound of the engines. The cars could hold maybe 10 people each, I estimate, and all the odds might be 20 to 1 against me. The man and woman walk toward me without speaking. I consider escaping over the side of the pier. But I hesitate because I am a predator first and foremost. I hate to run. Also, my curiosity is high. Who are these characters, and what do they want with me? Yet if they reach for their weapons, I will jump. I will be gone in the flick of one eye. It is clear to me that neither of these approaching creatures is anything but mortal. The woman stops, walking 30 yards from me. The man approaches to within 10 yards, but comes no closer. They do not reach for their weapons, but they keep their hands ready. Down the street, I hear 3 people go out of the second limousine. They spread out in 3 different directions. They carry weapons. I hear the metal brush their clothes. They take up positions. I am finally able to see them out of the corner of my eye. One behind a car, another next to a tree. The last crouched behind a sign. Simultaneously, 3 people inside the limousine at the pier level high-powered rifles at me. My hesitation has cost me already. I stand in the sights of 6 sets of crosshairs. My fear is still manageable. I figure I can take a bullet or 2 and still escape over the side, as long as they don't get me directly in the head or heart. Still, I do not want to run. I want to talk to Slim. He is the first to speak. You must be Alyssa. I nod. Slim? In the flesh. You agreed to come alone. I wanted to come alone, but my associates didn't think it would be wise. Your associates are all about. Why so many soldiers for one girl? Your reputation precedes you, Alyssa. What reputation is that? He shrugs. That you are a resourceful young woman. Interesting, I think. He is almost embarrassed by the precautions that have been taken to abduct me. He has been told to take them, ordered. He doesn't know that I am a vampire, and if he doesn't know, then probably no one with him knows, since he is clearly in command of the operation. That gives me a huge advantage, but the person above him knows. I must meet this person, I decide. What do you want? I ask. Just that you come with me for a little ride. To where? To a place not far from here, he says. That is a lie. We will drive a long distance if I get in his limousine. Who sent you? You'll meet him if you come with me. Him. What is his name? I'm afraid I am not at liberty to discuss that at this time. What if I don't want to come, I ask. Slim sighs. That would not be good. In fact, it would be very bad. They will shoot me if I resist without question. It is good to know. Did you know Detective Michael Riley? I ask. Yes. I worked with him. I assume you met him. Yes. How is he? I smile, my eyes cold. I don't know. I'm sure you don't. He gestures with his hand. Please come with us. A police car might be along at any moment. I'm sure neither of us want to complicate matters. If I do come with you, do I have your word I will not be harmed, I ask. He keeps his face straight. You have my word, Alyssa. Another lie. The man is a killer. I can smell the blood on him. I shift slightly on my feet. The rifles aimed at me all have telescopic sights. They move as I move. I estimate at least one of the shooters will hit me before I can get over the pier rail. I don't like being shot, although I have a few times. I have no choice but to go along, I decide, for the moment. Very well, Mr. Slim, I say. I will come with you. We walk toward the limousine, Slim on my right, the woman on my left. As we are almost at the entrance to the pier, the limousine down the street suddenly appears. Without picking up the men it deposited, it drives until it is parked behind the first limousine. 4 then jumped out. Their clothes are all similar, black sweatsuits. They point automatic weapons at me. My fear escalates. Their precautions are extraordinary. If they decide to open fire now, I will die, I think, of Krishna. I don't know why, but he did tell me I would have his grace if I listened to him, and in my own way I have not disobeyed him. Slim turns in my direction. Alyssa, he says, I would like it if you would slowly reach in your coat and remove your gun and toss it on the ground. I do as he asks. Thank you, Slim says. Do you have any other weapons on you? You will have to search me to find out. I prefer not to search you. I'm asking you if you have any other weapons, and that you surrender them now. These are dangerous people, highly trained. I have to go on the offensive, I think, quickly. I stare at Slim, my eyes boring into him. He tries to glance away, but is unable to. I speak softly, knowing he hears my words as if they were whispered between his ears. You do not have to be afraid of me, Mr. Slim, I say. It does not matter what you have been told. Your fear is unnecessary. I am nothing more than I appear. I am planting a suggestion deep in his psyche, pushing buttons he already feels. But the woman takes a sudden step forward. She speaks. Don't listen to her, remember? Slim shakes his head as if trying to clear it. He gestures to the woman. Search her, he orders. I stand perfectly still while the woman works her way down into my boots and discovers my remaining pistol and knife. I consider grabbing her and holding her as a hostage, but a study of the eyes of the men assembled tells me that they will kill her to get to me, and lose no sleep over the act. The woman disarms me and jumps back from me as if afraid she will catch something from me. All of them, without exception, are confused about why I have to be treated with such caution. Yet all of them are determined to follow orders. Slim removes 2 pairs of handcuffs from inside his coat. They are gold-colored and don't smell like steel, probably some special alloy. They are 3 times thicker than normal cuffs. Slim tosses them toward me, and they land at my feet. Alyssa, he says patiently, I would like you to put 1 pair of these around your wrists and the other pair around your ankles. Why? Now I want to stall for time. Maybe a police officer will come by. Of course, these people would just kill the officer. We have a long drive ahead of us. We want you to safely We want you safely tucked away before we allow you in our car, Slim says. You said we didn't have far to go. Put on the cuffs. All right. I put them on, marveling once more at their preparation. Press them together so that they lock, Slim suggests. I do so. They click. Happy, I ask. Can we go? Slim removes a black eye mask from his pocket, similar to the kind people wear to bed. He steps toward me. I want you to put this on, he says. I hold out my cuffed hands. You'll have to put it on me. He takes another step toward me. Your hands are free enough to put it on. I catch his eye again. It may be my last chance. You do not have to be afraid of me, Slim. Your fear is ridiculous. He hurries toward me and covers my eyes. I hear his voice. You're right, Alyssa, he says. He grabs my arm and pulls me toward the limousine. We drive south on Coast Highway. All is dark, but I still have my sense of direction. All my senses, with the exception of my eyes, are very alert. Slim sits on my right, the woman on my left. 4 burly men sit across from us, 2 up front. I count the breaths. The second limousine follows 100 yards behind. They picked up their 3 marksmen before we hit the road. There are no incidental smells in the limousine. The car is new. There's no food in the limousine, but there is drink in the bar, sodas, juice, water. There is a faint smell of gunpowder in the air. 1 or more of the guns in the vehicle has recently been fired. Everybody has his gun out, in his hands or resting on his lap. Only the woman keeps hers aimed at me. She is the most afraid of me. Several miles go by. The breathing of the people around me again begins to slow, to lengthen and deepen. They are relaxing, except for the woman. They think the difficult part is over. Careful. I test the strength of the cuffs. The metal is incredibly hard. I will not be able to break it, but that doesn't mean I can't get around. I can hop, even bound, for more quickly than any mortal can run. I might be able to grab one of the automatic weapons from the lap of one of the men across from me and shoot and kill most of the people in the limousine before they can shoot me back. Then again, the woman might put a bullet in my brain first. Also, I know the car behind us is operating under strict instructions. The pattern in the abduction is clear. If they see me attacking, they will open fire without hesitation. Everyone in the first limousine will die, and I will be one of them. This is why there are 2 cars, not 1. I must try another way. I let another 30 minutes go by, then I speak. Slim, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. That's not possible, he says. I have to go back. I drank an entire bottle of Coke before meeting you. I don't care. We are not stopping. I will pee all over the seat. You will have to sit in it. Pee if you must. I will do it. He doesn't respond. More miles go by. Since Slim carried the cuffs, I decide he must be the one who has the key to open them. The arm of the woman beside me begins to tire. She lowers her weapon hand. I hear the rustling of her clothing. I estimate our speed to be 60 miles an hour. We are maybe 50 miles south of Water Cove. Seaside is approaching. I can hear the town up ahead. The 2 all-night gas stations. The 24-hour donut shop. Slim, I say. What? I have a problem besides to pee. What is it? I'm having my period. I have to get to the restroom. I need only 2 minutes. You and your lady friend can come with me into the restroom. You can point your guns at me the whole time if you want. I don't care. If you do not stop, we will have a mess here, and we will have it soon. We are not stopping. I raise my voice. This is ridiculous. I am bound hand and foot. You are armed left and right. I just have to go to the bathroom for 2 minutes. For God's sake, what kind of sick person are you? Do you like piss and blood? Slim considers. I hear him lean forward and glance at the woman. What do you think? He asks. We're not supposed to stop for any reason, she says. Yeah, but what the hell? He adds a line. As he does so, I hear my implanted suggestion. What harm can she do? She must be guarded at all times, the woman insists. I already said you two can follow me into the restroom, I say. So we have your permission? The woman asks sarcastically. The sound of her voice is aggravating. She is from Germany, the east side. I hope she follows me into the bathroom. I have a surprise for her. I have no sanitary napkins, she says. I will use whatever's available, I say softly. It's up to you, the woman says to Slim. He considers studying me. I know. Then he decides. Hell, call the others. Tell them we're stopping at the first gas station. We'll pull around back. This is going to be a mistake. They won't like that. The man up front says. Tell them they can talk to me if they are worried, Slim says. He turns towards me. Happy? Thank you. I say in a velvety voice, I won't cause any problems. You really can accompany me if you want. You can be sure I will, sister, Slim says, as if it were his own idea. I want those keys. The call is made. We slow as we enter Seaside. The driver spots a gas station. I hear the all-night attendant making change. We drive around the side. The second limousine close behind us. The car stops. Slim opens the door. Stay here, he says. We wait for Slim to return. The woman has her gun pointed at my head again. She doesn't like my looks, I suppose. But the men are relaxed. They're thinking, all this security for what? Slim comes back. I hear him unholster his weapon. There'll be 2 of us on you, he says. Don't get smart. You have to take this thing off my eyes, I say. I'll make a mess if I can't see, of course. I can reach up and remove it myself when I make my move, but to have it removed now will save me the extra step. Also, I want my vision plan when to attack. Finally, by asking them to take it off, I emphasize my helplessness. Any other requests, Slim asks? No. He reaches over and pulls off the mask. Happy? I smile at him, grateful. I will be when I get in the bathroom. He stares at me, doubt and confusion touching his face. Who the hell are you? A girl with a bad attitude, I say. The woman pokes her pistol at my temple. Get out. You have 2 minutes, no more. I climb out of the car. The guys in the other limousine are all out, their weapons hidden, but handy. They form a wall between me and the front of the gas station. I hope none of them accompanies me into the restroom, but Slim and the women are determined to stay with me. I give the watching gang a timid smile as I shuffle past. They chew gum. They stare at my body. They too wonder what all the fuss is about. The woman goes into the bathroom first. I follow, Slim on my tail. No one else comes in. The door closes behind us. I strike immediately. I have it all planned. In a move too fast for mortal eye to follow, I whirl and knock Slim's pistol away. Raising my cuffed hands over my head, I bring them down on top of his skull. I use only a fraction of my strength. I want to stun him, no more. He topples to the floor. As I land upright, she opens her mouth to say something when I grab her face with both hands. My grip is ferocious. There is blood even before I kill her, around her eyes. My nails destroy her vision permanently. There is lots more blood when I smash the back of her head on the tiled wall. The plaster cracks under the blow, sending up a miniature cloud of white dust, shot through the streaks of red. Likewise, her skull cracks in many places. She sags in my arms, the blood from her mortal wounds soaking the front of my leather jacket. She is dead. I let her droop. The door is closed, but not locked. Quickly, I press it tight and lock it. At my feet, Slim lets out a moan. I reach around, grab him, press him against the wall beside the stain of the dead woman's brains. My hands go around his throat. Perhaps 5 seconds have elapsed since we entered the bathroom. Slim winces and opens his eyes. They focus quickly when they see me. Slim, I say softly, look around you. Look at your dead partner. Her brains are leaking out of her head. She's a mess. It's terrible. I'm a terrible person. I'm also a very strong person. You can feel how strong I am, can't you? That's why your boss wanted you to be careful with me. You can't screw with me and get away with it. Please don't ever even consider it. Now, let me tell you what I want. Reach in your pocket and pull out the key to these cuffs. Unlock them. Don't shout out to the others. If you do these things, then maybe I will let you go. If you don't, your brains will be all over the floor like your partner's. Oh my goodness. Think about it for a moment, if you want, but don't think too long. You can see what an impatient person I am. He stammers, I don't have the keys. I smile. Bad answer, Slim. Now I will have to go through your pockets and find them. But I'll have to make sure you're lying perfectly still while I do so. I'm going to have to kill you. He's scared. He can hardly talk. He accidentally steps in the mess dripping out of the woman's head. No, wait. Please. I have the keys. I will give you the keys. That's good. Good for you. I release my grip slightly. Undo the locks. Remember, if you shout out, you die. His hands shake badly. All his training has not prepared him for me. His eyes keep straying to what I have done to the woman's head. A crumpled accordion of bloody assault. Finally, though, Slim gets my cuffs off. My relief at being free is great. Once more, I feel my usual invincibility. I'm a wolf among sheep. The slaughter will be a pleasure. I toss the cuffs in the wastebasket. Just then somebody knocks at the door. I press my fingers deep into the side of Slim's throat. Ask what it is, I say. I let go just enough to allow him to speak. He coughs. What is it? Everything okay in there? The man asks. They have heard noise. Yeah, I whisper. Yeah, Slim says. The man outside tries the doorknob. Of course it is locked. What's happening? The man asks. He is the serious type, to be sure. Everything is cool, I whisper. Everything is cool, Slim manages. It is no wonder the guy outside doesn't believe Slim. He sounds like he's about to weep. The guy outside tries the door again. Open the door, he demands. If we go out that way, I ask Slim, will they shoot us both? He croaks, yes. I study the bathroom. The wall against which I hold Slim is completely tiled. It appears to be the thickest wall in the restroom. The wall behind the lone toilet looks flimsy. I suspect on the other side of it might be the late night attendant's office space. Keeping Slim pinned with my left hand, I reach down and pick up the dead woman's automatic weapon. We're going to go through the wall there, I say. I will kick it in, and then we will move. I don't want you wrestling with me. If you do, I will rip your throat. Now tell me, what is behind the gas station? A field? Another building? A road? Trees. Trees like in the forest? Yes, excellent. I drag him into the stall. Prepare yourself for a fun ride. Still holding onto Slim, I leap air into the air several feet and plant 3 swift kicks on the wall above the toilet. It splinters and breaks through what is left of it with a slash of my right arm. We enter the all-night attendant's office. Before he can turn to identify us, I strike him on the back of the head. He goes down, probably still alive. I kick open the door to the outside. The fresh air is sweet after the staleness of the restroom. Behind me I hear the bathroom door being broken down. They are shocked, gasp, when they see what I have done to the poor Miss Germany. Dragging Slim, I come around 2 parked limos from behind. There are men inside the restroom, more hovering at the door, still more getting out of the first limo. I raise the automatic weapon, the Uzi, and let loose a spray of bullets. Screams rent the air. Several of the men go down. Others reach for their guns. I empty the clip in their direction and drop the Uzi to the ground. I don't need it. I am a vampire. I need only my natural power. In a blur, still holding on to Slim, I cross the parking lot and enter the trees, a trail of bullets chasing us. One of them catches me in the butt, the right cheek. The wound burns, but I don't mind. The woods are mainly pine and some spruce. A hill rises above us. A quarter of a mile to the top. I pull Slim to the pinnacle and then back down the other side. A stream crosses our path. We splash through it. The old belief is not true. Running water does not bind my steps. By now, I have badly wrenched Slim's neck. Behind us, I hear men entering the forest, 6 of them, spreading out, searching for us. I can hear others at the gas station, moaning in pain, the sputtering breath of still others dying. Literally pick Slim off his feet and carry him half a mile upstream, running faster than a deer in her prime, even with the bullets in me. Then I throw Slim down behind the cluster of bushes. I straddle his chest. He looks up at me with his eyes wide with fear. I must be a little more than a shadow in his vision, yet I can see him perfectly. I reach around to my backside, digging my fingers into the torn tissue. I pull out the bullet and toss it aside. The wound begins to heal immediately. Now we can talk, I say. Who, he stutters. I lean over my face in his. This is the magic question, I say. Who sent you after me? He is struggling for breath, although I am no longer holding him by the throat. You are so strong. How is this possible? I am a vampire. He coughs. I don't understand. I am 5,000 years old. I was born before recorded history began. I am the last of my kind. I believe I am the last, but the person who sent you after me knew of my great strength. You were carefully prepared. The person who must know what I am, a vampire. I want that person. I breathe on his face and know he feels the chill of the Grim Reaper. Tell me who he is and where I can find him. He is in shock. Is this possible? You have seen a demonstration of my power. Do you really want me to give you another one? He trembles. If I tell you, will you let me live? Perhaps. He swallows thickly, perspiring heavily. We work out of Switzerland. I have only met my boss a few times. His name is Graham, Rick Graham. He is very wealthy. I do odd jobs for him, my people and I. 2 years ago, he set us searching for someone who fit your description. How did he describe me? The way you look, other things as well. He said you would be rich, private, have no family. He said there would be mysterious deaths connected with your name. Did he know my name? No. Has he had you look for anyone else? No. Only someone who fit your description. He grimaces in pain. Could you get off me? I think you broke several of my ribs when you pulled me through the trees. You are not concerned about my comfort in the car. I stopped to let you go to the bathroom. That was your mistake. My voice is cold. He is very afraid. What are you going to do to me? What is Graham's address? Is he in Switzerland? He is never in one place. He travels constantly. Why? I don't know why. Maybe he looks for you. But he is on the West Coast now, in Oregon. I don't know. He is telling the truth. But you were taking me to him tonight, weren't you? I don't know. We were to drive you to San Francisco. I was to call from a certain phone booth. I can give you the number. It is in Switzerland. Say it. He gives me the number. I consider. I faxed you in Switzerland earlier tonight. Yet you were here. It is possible Graham is here as well. It is possible. We have relays. Do you have a business card, Slim? What? A card. Give me your card. My wallet is in my front right pocket. I rip away his pocket. So it is. I stuff the wallet in my back pocket. My pants are soaked with blood. Some of my own, some of the women's. In the distance, I hear two of the men coming my way. Farther off, I hear the police siren heading south on Coast Highway. The men hear it as well. I can practically read their thoughts. They are so obvious. This woman is a monster. If she has Slim, Slim is dead. She will probably kill us if we do catch up with her. The police are coming. We'd better get the hell out of here and chalk it up to a bad night. The men reverse their direction back toward the gas station. I love stroking the sides of Slim's face. Oh no, I have to stop. Thank you for watching. And if you like YA horror, mystery adventures with vampires and teen romance, and you like things like Fear Street and Lost Boys, then you may like my book, Vampire Juice. My link is in the bio. And here's the short blurb. Amanda and Sean stumble upon a mysterious can of juice while searching for Halloween costumes at a local store. Despite being kicked out by the sales clerk, they become obsessed with uncovering the truth behind the strange drink. With the help from some local bullies, they sneak back into the store through a crypt in the graveyard, only to find themselves in the midst of a spine-chilling adventure. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.